Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. I will begin first by thanking the committee for the great opportunities you offer me to present my work. My name is Kenfack Josiane. I am a PhD student from University of Yaoundé 1. My presentation is titled Maternal and Fetal Outcomes Among Pregnant Women with Vaginal Dysbiosis, a Systematic Review and Meta-Analysis. The vaginal microbiome is a set of microorganisms that live in a mutuality relationship with the host vaginal. These microorganisms play a central role in human health and reproduction and protect the host vaginal from invasion of potential pathogen microbes. The vaginal microbiome of healthy women is dominated by Lactobacillus species, especially Lactobacillus crispatus. However, a loss of abundance of this Lactobacillus species leads to dysbiosis of the vaginal, also called vaginal dysbiosis. A bacterial vaginosis is a common reproductive tract infection among women of reproductive age. A bacterial vaginosis is characterized by a decrease in Lactobacillus species and overgrowth of anaerobic bacteria such as Gardnerella vaginosis and so on. As pregnancy is concerned, bacterial vaginosis is also more prevalent among pregnant women, with a prevalence of 11.7% to 49%. Unfortunately, during pregnancy, bacterial vaginosis is associated to serious adverse pregnancies and complications that affect the health of the woman and newborn. To date, many authors have shown an association between bacterial vaginosis and individual maternal or fetal outcome, namely premature rupture of membrane, miscarriage, low birth weight. But to our knowledge, we don't have an overview of the different maternal and fetal outcomes found in the world from women with bacterial vaginosis. The overall burden of maternal and fetal outcome has not yet assessed. That's why we conduct a systematic review and meta-analysis in order to address this gap. The methodology of our study is as follows. We follow item of preference systematic review and meta-analysis guideline, then register our review in the International Prospective Register of Systematic Review. We proceed then by sharing articles in databases like PubMed, Embase, Web of Science, and Global Index Medicus. We proceed then by selection of our studies based on our inclusion criteria. Then we extract data from our included studies and proceed by statistical analysis. The random effect model was performed to estimate the prevalence of maternal and fetal outcome. We obtained a total of 8,244 articles in our different databases. We proceed first by remove all duplicated articles, then based on our inclusion criteria, we remove other articles. We obtain for our review 26 articles. The results obtained show that research about bacterial vaginosis has been carried out in 4 countries, in Europe, in America, in Africa, in Asia. In Africa, we have identified studies in 3 countries, Nigeria, South Africa, Republic Democratic of Congo. The most studies were found in Nigeria. In America, we identified 3 different studies carried out in United States of America. Among the 8 studies identified in Asia, 5 studies were carried out in India. Concerning Europe, the studies have been carried out in different countries with a little proportional distribution. The result also showed essentially 5 tests were used to identify bacterial vaginosis, that is Nugent criteria, Amsel criteria, Spiegel criteria, blue test, Spitz and Amsel criteria. We identify the most maternal and fetal outcome for women tested from bacterial vaginosis by using Nugent criteria, then Amsel criteria, followed by Spiegel criteria, blue test, and Spitz and Amsel criteria. In our review, we identify 44 maternal and fetal outcomes among pregnant women with bacterial vaginosis. However, these maternal and fetal outcomes were really disproportionately distributed. We identified some maternal and fetal outcomes with a high prevalence in a country and not in another country. In this slide, we have enumerated some maternal and fetal outcomes that we obtained. As fetal outcome is concerned, we have grouped all fetal outcomes that were reported in more than 3 studies. Here in this graph, we represented fetal outcome with the highest prevalence. So in first position, we have preterm birth with a prevalence of 17.90%, followed by mechanical ventilation with a prevalence of 50.20%, followed by loud birth weight with a prevalence of 40.70%, then neonatal intensive care unit admission with a prevalence of 11.21%. Maternal outcome, we also group maternal outcomes that were found in more than 3 studies. And here we represented the maternal outcome with the highest prevalence. So we have concerning maternal outcomes, premature rupture of membrane with a prevalence of 30.90%, miscarriage with a prevalence of 5.75%. In this graph, we represent the geography representation of prevalence of maternal and fetal outcome in pregnant women with vaginal dysbiosis. The blue color represents country where we identify maternal and fetal outcome. The white color represents country where we did not identify study which reported maternal and fetal outcome among pregnant women with vaginal dysbiosis. When you look at region, at WHO region, Southeast Asia, we obtain the highest prevalence of maternal and fetal outcome from pregnant women with vaginal dysbiosis in Southeast Asia with a value of 25.5%, followed by Africa with a value of 24.6%, followed by America with a value of 18%. When you look at countries, we obtain the highest prevalence of maternal and fetal outcome in Nigeria with a value of 36.9%, followed by Thailand with a value of 31.7%, followed by India with a value of 23%. This graph also shows a high gap on research about microbiome in the world, especially on bacterial vaginosis. As bacterial diagnostics is concerned, we obtained the highest prevalence of maternal and fetal outcome from women who were tested with Amsel criteria, followed by blue test criteria, then Spiegel criteria. As gestational age is concerned, the higher prevalence of maternal and fetal outcome were obtained from women who were tested at the 3rd trimester of pregnancy, followed by those who were tested at 2nd trimester of pregnancy, then 1st trimester of pregnancy. The implication of the study, we identified worldwide maternal and fetal outcome related to bacterial vaginosis. We were able to identify which countries are more affected, which adverse effects are more prevalent in which country. This information allows to better definition of health programs directed to the health needs. We also identify maternal and fetal outcomes that are not sufficiently studied, however disabling as the others. We also identify regions and countries where the prevalence of maternal and fetal outcomes is higher than in another country. This implies that they should receive more attention in preventing or even revising health programs. I will begin first by thanking our collaborator of the article, Dr. Livo, Dr. Sebastien, Professor Menyeko. Thank you for your kind attention.